In America, we know that the gas prices increase, then the price of everything increases, right? Well, the Islamic Republic didn't have a successful economy, and then the war happened, and now they're not doing so well. It's been this way for decades, and it's been compounding. The corruption is building, and this is a catalyst. So, Armin, last time was it seven? It was like 6, 7 years ago that the Bloody November happened. Was caused by gasoline prices, wasn't it? This has happened
Yes,
before.
Bloody November. Yes, 7 years ago. They increased gas prices, and in response, it started some protests that eventually led to an uprising. And the Islamic Republic killed so many people, cut the internet, killed so many people. That was I think, the biggest massacre of Iranian people before this January uprising. That's why they call it
And we're
Bloody November.
heading back to that. So people's memories are not that short, right? These people, these regime supporters, were talking about Bloody November. They're referencing that. They're saying, you're raising gasoline prices again? Are you trying to cause an uprising just like 7 years ago?
So they think Pezeshkian is raising gasoline prices to cause an uprising to bring down the Islamic Republic. As you know, they think Pezeshkian might be, part of Mossad, Zionist operations to take down the Islamic Republic. And their evidence for that is that not only he did something similar before the Lion and Sun uprising that got Ali Khamenei killed, he's also buddies and friends with Azerbaijan's president, and very friendly and close to Azerbaijan. And Azerbaijan is a great ally of Israel. And Azerbaijan was responsible for killing Raisi in his helicopter accident. They think. So they think that, like, they plotted. Raisi wanted to be the supreme leader after Ali Khamenei, and they killed him. And then they killed Ali Khamenei, and now they're calling for Moshtaba.
Now that you said that, you know what's hilarious? After Ali Khamenei died, he got killed, got eliminated in 60 seconds. None of the officials of the Islamic Republic came out and said, we resign. We couldn't protect our supreme leader. And, we did not do a good job. None of them said that. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
These guys are so hungry for power. It doesn't matter to them if their supreme leader dies or not. It's so ridiculous. Anyway, this is what's going to spark. Looks like this is going to be the potential spark of the next uprising. The reason for that is because gasoline shortages don't affect just one area; they affect everywhere. It's spread across the entire country. That the executions, January is on their mind, but now people don't have enough to live. Inflation's getting to them. That's why in the last 2 weeks, we see Donald Trump saying they have no money. They're broke. He sees things before we do because he has access to information that we don't. Now it makes sense. With this last couple of days, these probably tried to raise the price of gasoline. They didn't because they feared an uprising, and they're trying to get people used to the higher prices with these tactics. And as you said, smart for them to do it province by province. What do you
Yes.
think about these high prices and how they could cause a double uprising, not just the Iranian people, but also the regime supporters?
Yeah, because we're seeing the regime supporters, unlike what they told us for decades, they get really angry at the government for economic conditions, current economic conditions as well. It's not just the life lovers, as they like to say, but their anger. So our side, their anger is at all of the regime. Their side, they try to manage the anger to be only at Pezeshkian and maybe Ghalibaf and Zarif and Rouhani, the so-called reformers, right? But I don't know if that I don't think if redirecting that anger to Pezeshkian is going to save them, because one way or another, they would eventually want to rise up against whatever is in power, even if they think it's against Pezeshkian. At the end of the day, they're going to fight back against the people, against the structure. You might given it a different label, but when they fight, they're going to fight against that structure, right? And if you bring forces down to stop them, then they're going to be against that force as well, and they're going to see the armed forces as protecting Pezeshkian or the Zionist regime. So imagine if it one day comes to it that we have a double uprising, and the regime supporters are coming out and want to burn this to the ground, thinking that they're not being against the Islamic regime, but they're being against the occupiers of the Islamic regime, which is the Zionist infiltrators of the reformers. At the end of the day, that's what the infrastructure of the government is made out of. And if you bring the armed forces to protect that, those armed forces will be seen as protecting Zionism. Does that make sense?
Wow, I never thought about that. Yeah. Okay, so guys, what Armin just said is actually really interesting. You guys see how they're pointing fingers at each other more and more? What that's going to turn into eventually, it's going to be like Pezeshkian, the guy who threw our economy down the dump. Oh, is he really on our side? What about the people defending him? Are they really on our side? Because what it resulted in is in the destruction of the Islamic Republic. They're not on our side. They must be the Jews. Okay, interesting. So, gas prices across the country are going to force even these Islamic Republic supporters to go against their own government, or at least what they believe is no longer their government. The Iranian people are always waiting for a chance and opening. The proxies are having a tough time outside, so they can't come in and suppress the Iranian people like they did back in January. Again, the biggest important proxy is the al-Shaabi in Iraq, which is set to be destroyed any day now by the Iraqis and the United States. What else we got that helps here? The US could definitely sit back. I mean, it's very low risk, high reward, or they can choose to land a blow to cause even more a faster collapse of the Islamic Republic.
My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.